Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Brand new week. We've got a lot of news coming out globally. Some of that could be high impact news at any time. Let's discuss that, the morning strategies, and let's see how we can win this day right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. Okay, so we had, I think it was retail sales this morning at 7:30, so we just passed that. We did have some spikes in the equity markets. And more importantly, obviously, there's a lot of global news. Obviously, war that's been started, and that even though we look every single morning on our news service, I use Financial Juice, whatever news service that you're using. During times like this, it's extremely important to even have that set up, maybe an alert for any type of high impact news that might come out. And a lot of things, especially in the commodities market, even more specifically oil, you can get an extremely big jump, a big move. Markets can start to act very unpredictable in times like that. So even though there's really not much that we can do to prepare for that, but it's extremely important to, one, have your bracket orders, have your stops in place, and just monitor news so you know what you're getting yourself kind of into. So with that being said, if we take a look at oil this morning, we had a downtrend. It's fighting its way back up and kind of just ranging here, I would say, for the last like 2.5 hours. Gold has been pretty much the same thing. We had this downtrend. We came right back up, and then now we range. We kind of had some spikes with that 7:30 news. So obviously, we're going to keep a very close eye on oil and gold this morning during our morning strategy sessions, and I will obviously update you on those trades coming up here shortly. As far as for Friday, if we take a look, we had no trade in gold. So no inside bar. We did get an inside bar at 8:55, closed at 9 a.m. We do not take that setup because obviously you'd be trading outside of session times. Let me just park this one here so I can take a look at price action while I'm doing this video. If we took a look at oil session 1, which we get that inside bar at 8:55, closed at 9 a.m. This trade goes up for a winner for 18 ticks. We're still looking, even though technically this was session 1, just because you've got your source bar at 8:50, 8:55, and the inside bar is 8:55 to 9 a.m. You are taking that trade at 9 a.m. or a little after 9 a.m., but this would still be considered session 1. So we were still looking for a trade session 2. We get activated into the short. Now, if you did not adjust your stops on this session 2, you ran this one for a 10-tick winner. But I mean, you can see just from this move right here, we had almost a $2 move down here, which that's a pretty substantial move. Now, I like to reduce my risk. We came here very close to full take profit. I like to reduce my risk down half in that point, so I got stopped out for 5 ticks on that session 2 in oil trade. Either way, I was green on the morning strategies for Friday, which is great. Let's take a look at our levels here for this morning. So our dashboard currently sits at $50,472 for just the morning strategies in oil and in gold. So we need to build this back up. We were at about 51,500. But again, as I've documented on the channel, April's kind of been full of not only mistakes on my part that's cost me a good $300 to $400 on this eval, but the morning strategies just have not been doing the best, even though I will take a look at those stats and update you here at the end of the day. If we take a look at our levels, so obviously we had some high impact news at 7:30 a.m., which obviously caused a pretty big spike. This is the NQ. We are currently sitting in a gap that we just tapped into, and that gap goes from 18,342 all the way to 18,392. We got a level above us at 18,397 and a strong level at 18,406. Below us, where price action currently sits at 18,311 and 18,302. So I already stated in Discord this morning, price action to me doesn't look very clean on any of the charts. So I will take a look at price action from now to the open and a little bit past the open and see if any other setup might appear. So it is kind of a fluid thing, but I like to put out these morning levels so people know at least what I am looking at. And then on the ES, what do we got here? So we've got a strong level at 52.12 that we almost tapped into here just on that news spike. Below us, we've got 51.87 and 51.84. So those two levels here would be something that if we can price action come back to, this might be a tradable situation. And on the YM, we've got, again, we got a big gap here at 38,558 all the way up to 38,618 with two levels right above it, 38,628, 38,664. Okay, price action tapped into this gap and has kind of rejected into it. More than likely, I could see us definitely trying to fill in this gap. Below us, we got a level at 38,482 right here, a level at 38,366, and a strong level at 38,327. So those are our levels for the morning. Remember, I am going to be going live this Wednesday, the 17th. Stream starts at 8 a.m. Hope to see everybody there. Bring your questions. Let's take a look here what we can extract from the markets, and I will update you here shortly.
Order canceled.
Okay, so here we get into our first setup of the morning, which is in gold. We get activated here into the short, which we did have a nice push downwards. I will go into detail on this gold trade. This one actually was a little unfortunate that we did hit our stop loss on this one. And again, I'll explain this one in detail a little bit. At the same time, I am trading oil session 1. Gold ends up stopping out right here. I am also trading oil session 1, which activates into the short. So that's why you saw two trades kind of going simultaneous. I have added oil session 1 back to the trading mix. So now here on oil, we are activated into the short. Oil has kind of been ranging here. Again, as I stated, there is a lot of news that was coming out today on the war. There was some sanctions that was being placed in by the U.S. that actually spiked a lot of the markets, which I said could be a possibility here this morning, and it ended up being exactly the case. If you kind of take a look also at price action on gold, you're going to see a huge dump out of those inside bars that appeared. We were a little unfortunate on that trade to take a stop loss, but at this point, I'm only concentrating on oil, and we are just looking for that push downwards to get to our take profit. The move was off of the red inside bar that you can see. I think I had about a tick or two of slippage on that one. That's why you see the entry a little bit off of the red inside bar. But there it is. That's the push that we're looking for. Now we're just looking for a continued push to get all the way to our take profit. I do reduce my risk here as we were at over 70% to take profit, reduce my risk in half. Beautiful trade in oil this morning.
Order filled.
All right, so kind of a mixed bag today trading. Eval was down, I think, $19, which is not a big deal. But overall, actually, cash account was in the green, which is a positive for me, obviously personally. Took the trade in oil today, made $210 cash, and that was actually the only trade I took this morning on my cash account. I take that back. I'm sorry. And I also took the Rob reversal with 3 micros. I'll show you guys the results of that one right after we get into gold and oil. Let's take a look at the loser first. This one was, to be honest with you, extremely unfortunate. We get an inside bar right here at 8:45 in the morning, close at 8:50, and I mean, I even said it in Discord, this thing is just building up. I mean, you could just tell that the consolidation, the indecision was building up here, and we were a little unfortunate with this move. We got activated into the short, went into our direction just for a little bit, and then reversed us out for kind of a nasty loss, 35 ticks. But what I'd like to really show is this move outside of these two, what I consider, I mean, almost 3 inside bars in a row. This one, obviously, right here was not an inside bar. And that's why I say it was a little unfortunate, because you could just tell that the price action was building up and the move happened. It was just 1 inside bar early, and we got knocked out on that trade. In oil, I believe only one setup. There was only one setup here this morning. Came in. Actually, I should move this right here. We get activated right here at the 850, 855 candle. We get an inside bar. We get activated into the short. Full take profit, 20 ticks. You just saw that one. Beautiful trade. That's actually the one I took in cash as well this morning. If we take a look at the Rob reversal, we got, this was right at 8:30, but this did not close below the ADMA, which is why that did not activate us into that trade. Obviously would have been a pretty damn nice setup, but this one was a little unfortunate. We get another setup here to go long. This closes below the ADMA, so there's no trade there at 10:15. We do get activated into a short right at 10:45 candle. That one reversed on us pretty quickly and knocked us out for a loss right here. We then get another setup. Oh, we get another setup here at 12 o'clock. Does not activate, obviously, because this closes below the ADMA. And then here, beautiful move. So I pretty much took break even on my cash on this account. And this one gets activated into the short. I took on this eval, I took a $700 loss because I had it set to stop at 35, pretty much 35 points of loss, which is $700 on the E-mini. That's where I had this eval set to stop, and a little unfortunate, obviously, because we get another setup here right at 12:15 to go short. This thing not only takes 35 points, but this thing just absolutely just makes a huge move down. That's 224 points. So I know a lot of people, I was looking at the comments on Discord. There were some people that had runners. There were some people that really held this one. Even if you trail stop this one, you made a pretty damn good killing right here. That was a great move. So I pretty much broke even on cash. Obviously, I lost a little bit on commission there, but took a really, really nice trade in oil this morning on the CL. So I took an E-mini on that one. I also took a very nice trade. You can't see it now. I'm sorry. It's 6:17. I came home. I was coaching my daughter's travel softball team. If you guys know anything about travel programs, it's very very time demanding. So that season has really started to kick off here in the Midwest, and I know that that my time's even going to get more limited as it was. But here's the level that we had right at 51.76. Posted this in Discord. I made about $200. So now the eval sits at 52,634. So this one's about $370 away from funding this little account that I started just trading the levels. And it was very simple. It was a bounce right off of my main level that I had at the 51.76. This was at about 9:30 in the morning, which is a perfect time for me to trade. Took the bounce right back up, and again, pretty easy trade. Respected the other level that I had laid out here for the morning, and then we touched into these twice, came down, and blew through that level. But I mean, you can see these levels that I post. I mean, it's just very right here. Respects it right here, respects it right here. There's some good trading opportunities with those. Let's take a look at the NQ right here. Let me blow this down a little bit. Let's get to the morning session right here. Okay. So in our morning, like I said again at the earlier part of this video, kind of we tapped into this gap. We did not fill this, so this would be a great area I think tomorrow for us to try to get down to. But as you can see, price action pretty much was ranging here for a while, and then tapped into this level and came right back to this level and sold down pretty hard. On the YM, I did not track very much here today. Let's just take a look to see. Did not like any setup there this morning, but as you can see, the gap that I had laid out here filled up pretty well. You can see this level that I laid out for you guys this morning at 38,628. Tapped in twice, came right back down. Hit this major level that was pretty much support here for a while at 38.27. So that was the levels. Again, I only took one trade on the ES, made about 200. I think it was about exactly $200 on that one. So overall, a positive day of trading. Obviously a little bit negative in the eval for the morning strategies. Up in cash, which obviously is extremely important. Rob reversal was a scratch. We had one that was a winner, one that was a loser. But again, overall, not bad. I just want to say one more time, I am going to be going live for the first time to everybody on YouTube. That's going to be this Wednesday, the 17th. And hope you guys can join me. I'm going to have a great opportunity for people to give me questions. I'm going to have a detailed layout of how I come up with my levels in the morning. I'm going to have some detailed instructions on the morning strategies, and I'm there to answer questions. So I think it'll be a great opportunity for everyone to join in. I will see you guys here tomorrow. Happy trading, everyone.